will start watching MAQTV and enjoy the fun in the USA cricket. It's going to develop more in coming years. Thank you.
Exactly same thing what he said. Follow the MAQTV, and that's the way to go.
All right, well, there you have it, folks. The two opening batsmen that would have made it good, and they would have revealed the secret that they would have been playing together for quite some time. So look out for these two guys, two opening batsmen for.
North Central region.
All right, thank you, and we'll see you soon. Good luck the rest of the way for the tournament. Okay.
So there you have it, Ivor Henry, interviewing the two opening batters for South Central. So back to the main task at hand, the New England team. Of course, they would have won the toss and decided to bat. And there are now some 10 for the loss of 1 wicket. So again, Ivor Henry is setting up to do yet another interview. Ivor Henry, of course, is the man with the roving mic. So let's see what he's up to these days. He's going to get another interview. Ivor Henry, are you ready for me?
Yes, as soon as they're ready upstairs to give us a signal that we can be live, so we're waiting for that. But we have some information for you from the game next door. Come closer. And we're going to be presenting a trophy here because this young man would have created a little bit of history here. It wasn't quite 6 sixes, but he would have clubbed 34 runs in an over, 5 sixes and 1 4. And he would have ended up with 96 and fell 4 short of a boundary. So would you care to tell the world on MAQTV your name, first of all?
Well, Jaskaran Malhotra, and I'm the captain of Southeast region.
Southeast region. Well, is it the first time visiting South Florida? Hello?
No, this is my couple of time been playing here, and hello. And I was here for the US Open from last 2 years, and I'm with Mr. McRae. I've been playing for US All Stars now.
Okay, very well. Well, for your good work, Mr. McRae has decided that you would have earned a trophy, and that is going to be presented by the young gentleman over here, who will be coming in here to give you for that splendid performance. Yes, well, there you have it, folks, and I'm going to wish you all the best throughout the tournament. And, you're making South Florida your home, and hope to see you in December in the US Open. We'll be right here in hand to bring it live and lively. Good luck again.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Eddie, back.
Well, thank you very much, dear Ivor Henry. Now, when you would have done your roving assignments, would you find your way back up into the commentary booth? Certainly it would be well appreciated by Victor Charles and myself. And certainly you would have done your tour of duty as far as roaming is concerned in interviews. We're into the final game of the evening. So now that you would have gone and get your fame on MAQTV worldwide, shooting all through Pakistan, India, and who knows, the Caribbean also.
Well, Eddie, I'm going to make a quick announcement here for those folks who would have done for the day, been here early in the morning, the cricketers. If you need to be shuttled back to the hotel to make an early exit, you can feel free to do so. You can come to the front podium here, and they will organize the transportation to get your well-needed rest so that you can come and perform at your maximum tomorrow. Tomorrow's match starts at 1:30, and we're hoping that you guys would not be on the town and stay up until the sun rises tomorrow. But for whatever it's worth, if you need to get home early, we can organize a shuttle for you. Just assemble yourself in front of the speakers here, and you will be put to bed sooner than maybe you expect. Good evening, Mr. Taylor.
How are you doing, Mr. Henry?
Well, not doing too bad. Lovely cricket, lovely cricket. Good to see you here. I'm going to be headed back upstairs to assist Mr. Eddie up there, but we want to say good evening to Mr. Wallace at the same time.
Yes, good evening. It's been a nice day cricket, and we hope to see some good cricket tomorrow.
Definitely. The rain god's been good to us so far. They predicted rain after 4 o'clock. We just had a little sprinkle, which we would view as some blessings. Eddie?
Well, thank you very much, Ivor. And won't you convey my regards to Mr. Wallace down there? Always a fine gentleman, live on the Blog Talk Radio, and also make his presence, grace us with his presence ever so often at the Central Broad Regional Park. Welcome to the Central Broad Regional Park there, Mr. Wallace.
Yes, thank you.
And
By the way, you're doing a good job.
I am doing a good job, and
Yes.
certainly thank you very much. And let me ask you this, because I always wanted to ask you, do I have the opportunity now to get a Jamaican passport?
Yes, just get in touch with me, and I can arrange it for you.
You sure you're going to make me a Jamaican citizen, aren't you? You've been trying that for years, huh? And let's see how well that works. But thank you very much, dear Mr. Wallace. I certainly will take you up on the offer. And Ivor Henry making his way back up in the commentator's booth now.
In the meantime, you would have seen a lovely flick for 6, Eddie. And it was a good cricket shot, although it's 2020 we were playing. That was a good cricket shot that went all the way for maximum for the batsman there.
And I was waiting for you to make a comment on that, and that's the reason why I didn't actually comment on that, Ivor Henry. You have the eyes of an eagle, you know. This one will come away for 4 wides. Well, the umpire taking back his signal. He's signaling now. It is actually 4 byes. So the total goes up by 4. And according to my score, it's some 34 for 1. And that, of course, the New England team would have won the toss and decided to take first right. This is a man who's bowling with a lot of pace from the northern end. Has a lot of venom, trying to extract the late night moisture, so to speak, whatever is left of it in the track. Certainly seems like there's a lot. I haven't seen this kind of a vicious bowling in quite some time. The quickest of them all that we have seen all night. That one kept a little bit low, slapped it out towards cover. Can I get it through to the cover fielder? The over comes to an end. At the end of the over, and at the end of it, New England, after winning the toss, decided to bat Ivor Henry. They are some 34 for the loss of 1 wicket.
Well, New England is trying to set a target. This is the last game for the night, Eddie. They would have lost 1 wicket, but they're going helter-skelter, over 10 runs and over at this juncture. So, again, the pitch is holding up very, very nicely. Good for stroke play, good for cricket. And for those viewers who are listening out there, you're listening to Eddie Edwards and yours truly, Ivor Henry, and our official scorer, none other than Victor Charles. So we're going to be on tomorrow live at 1:30. So we need for you to spread the word where you can follow Cricket Lovely Cricket here in South Florida, in the county of Broward, in the city of Lauderhill, in the state of Florida, and in the continent of the great US of A.
So continues from the southern end. Turns just about now at the top of his bowling mark, begin to move in, right arm over the wicket, beaten outside the line of the off stump, bowling with some pace, moving the ball away from the right hander, but not with the amount of pace that we've seen from the bowler that's bowling from the northern end. Of course, would have wanted to spearhead the New England bowling attack. It's in the air. And in and out of the hand, man at the mid-wicket position. It was always a very difficult catch, and he did extremely well to get the Ivor.
Yeah, he did all the hard work. Ran about 30 meters, got it in both hands, and came down off the night sky. And he spilled it, Eddie. And what can I say? We just want to inform the folks that they can follow the cricket and quickclubs.com/CCUSA. So I'll repeat that. quickclubs.com/CCUSA. And you can follow the live scoring on there in addition to be looking at it on the screen.
So there must be a little bit of Ivor Henry must be in a little bit of a bother there, Victor Charles, with some pepper going down the wrong pipe there. Could hear him gasping for a little bit of fresh air there. Might need a little bit of drink after all this eating. But well done there, Ivor Henry. I must congratulate you, and as the Jamaicans would say, big up, Ivor Henry. This one will go into the hand of the man at the long off and cover position and into the safe hands, I would say. So he goes. So dropping like flies to a certain extent. Is it 34-40 for the loss of some 2 wickets? And the man wearing the number 16 jersey now makes his way out towards the middle. So after winning the toss, decided to bat, looking to score perhaps somewhere in the region of 140, 160. They have lost some 2 wickets, and only 40 runs on the board to show for it. So with all this technology, newest technology, and new technologies in the commentary booth, sometimes I feel a little bit handicapped here, Ivor Henry. But I'm sure that as time progresses, that I will be able to catch up with the new technology or technologies that my screen partner, Victor Charles, been using. The over comes to an end, and at the end of the over, at the end of it, they're winning the toss and decide to take first strike, some 40 for the loss of 2 wickets. So it's 41-2. Get the delivery that kept a bit low. Yorker length type delivery. Find his way down towards the point region. Perhaps is looking to guide down towards third man. Beaten outside the line of the off stump. So a little bit of pace. So half stifled appeal coming in from the scorer, but not outside the umpire. Umpire Jamula standing at the northern end. Just about 9:30 here in Florida. In behind it, guiding it away down towards point. And coming across, picks it up and threatening to throw the stumps down at the striker's end. So the pointer's going back now. Perhaps more in a catching position. Realizing that the ball is coming off the bat faster than the previous deliveries. And the man at the fine leg region has been asked to come into the circle. So wide third man. And in and out of the hand at the man running across into the wide third man region. And that cannot be good news. It's not entertaining for the batting team, for the fielding team really. But for the batting team, it's all good. So that's a chance went begging. Guiding the way down towards point. And they can get no runs. The total is on 42. 42 it is. And we've just seen the completion of the fifth over. 42 for 2. That's the latest score here at the Central Broad Regional Park. Ivor Henry. So we're going to have a change of bowling. Man wearing the number 6 jersey, is he? Just asking the cameraman to zero in on the bowler at this end. It's a new bowler. The man wearing the number 6 jersey it is. Played out into the covers. So it's more like a cover point. Driver is all over the place, all over the shop, making sure that the commentary booth is being kept extremely tidy. Ivor's a very neat person, you know, Victor. Likes to keep it neat and clean. How was the food, the Ivor?
Hot, man. telling you, man, my nose started running water, man, but I was hungry. Man, you have a cast iron stomach. Look at I'm still losing my blood. You see, he say eat his food, but his food is over there, you see? He did the bonanza, you know what I mean?
It's never a dull moment with these guys in the commentary booth. You go to California, it's the same thing. He goes to New York, it's the same thing. That was a very ferocious shot. Say stamp your foot and light a match. That was coming down with a lot of vengeance. So at the end of the over, 49 it is for 2. Very slow going here. And we've just seen the completion of over number 6. That one, I'm sure, caught him by surprise. That will wake him up if he's sleeping. Ivor?
Oh, well, I'm just returning to the comebacks and yet to catch up with a few things. I see the scoreboard is hovering around the 50s. So 50s on the board, and a round of applause goes up, and the overs.
Took them a long time to get to 50 though.
Well, they would have lost 2 wickets, but we started at 20 overs. Did they reduce the overs or anything?
We started at 20, we started at 18.
How many? Oh, it's a 14 over encounter. Because we're going in late into the night. We had a super over earlier in the day. Then we had some showers of blessings where someone just hovered over us and spit on us, Eddie, but we call it showers of blessing. But apart from that, we're running on schedule, and like I would have told some of the officials, you can always make the adjustment as you go along. And we want to apologize again for a little hiccup that happened along the way when a player's name was not on the roster, and we're doing electronic scoring, and it took a while to get the name added. So we're behind glass sitting, and we had to communicate with the umpires, and it was a miscommunication where player had continued, and they had to be scoring on paper, and then we had to catch up. But you know, the able Victor Charles, and he was ably assisted by Ganesh, and they got things back on track. I mean, through the television coverage as well. but there was an almighty blow there back over the bowler's head, straight down the ground for 6 of the very last ball of that over, Eddie. So the score muttered along up to 56. Oh, actually 58. So prior to that 6, they would have scampered 2 for a double, a deuce. Like we say, you can always follow the scores live on quickclubs.com/CCTV, and you can follow in addition to be viewing online streaming. So the batsman worked this one off his patch around the corner, and in the meantime they amble through for a leg by. The signal comes in now from the umpire. And I can see Ed here trying to get a selfie of himself, and he's, you know, there used to be a song, I think they made it just for him, lean back, and he really trying to get in there.
Just for me, Ivor. And they continue to lead back.
The batsman trying to swing this one down to the long on region. Good work there by the man in the deep. Gets a round of applause from his teammate, all of them, because he would have cut off and saved his team some free runs. They just ambled through for a single when they thought they would have gone for 4. But once again, good cricket all around. This time the batsman advancing, but can make connection with the willow. The ball cannons into his upper body, and the wicketkeeper picks up and sends that dot ball back to the bowler. And in 2020, not too many balls will be going to the wicketkeeper behind, so that's why the wicketkeeper has got to be alert. Runs here in the making of a thick outside edge that runs all the way down to the third man fence for 4. The batsman, in the meantime, just meets in the middle, touched gloves and said, "Well done, my good gentleman. Doesn't matter how they come." It may have not been the intended position on the field, but the desired result was achieved. So we have gone on into the 60s. 64 it is for 2.
Seems like you have a lot of interest in the 60s there, Ivor.
Well, in the meantime, the batsman is taking one off the leg stump, turning it down to the deep backward square leg, and they amble through for yet another one. Goes up to 63, but I didn't hear your comment, Eddie.
I was just saying that seems like you have a lot of interest in the 60s.
Well, and we have 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68.
We have 72.
I stop at 68. I'm afraid of the number that followed, 68. Maybe it was a very good year for some people.
1960s was a good year for you, Victor?
Well, hopefully we get through these 28 overs and or less. So someone, the second team batting, would probably, you know, knock these ones off. We've been here from since morning, 8 o'clock. Was in the grounds, on the grounds, and setting up all these instruments so we can bring live broadcasts, not only on the air, but throughout the grounds, through speakers for the for the listeners that are on the ground, and bring as much pleasure in doing that. At least, people would listen. You walk around the ground and you get the thumbs up. As if to say, well, you're keeping us informed, and I think that you're doing a good job, Eddie.
For sure.
Well, raise your hand if you're sure.
I concur.
Oh, my goodness, Eddie, you should have been on TV. You raised both hands, huh? Whack. Batsman hit this in the air, but can't get it past the man in the cover region, man. Soft dismissal in the end. He had a mighty swing at that one, but didn't get much meat into that, Eddie. So it was more bone than meat.
Or perhaps they're the other way around.
All right, then.
Try to put some bone on some meat.
I'm talking about bone and meat, what they said about when the Bajan and the Trini decided together to have a pot.
Is that a true saying, Victor?
Well, they decided to put the pot. So the Bajan decided, hey, I bring the rice. And the Trini they said, okay, you'll put the meat. And then when they finish cooking the pot, the Bajan say, don't let me tell you twice. Take your meat out my rice.
Well, once I'm pretty much sure that was good enough for the Trinidadian to have heard from the Bajan.
No, I just the rice was already seasoned with the meat, and he don't care if you take out that meat now, because he has some nice sweet rice with all that meat that you put in there.
But then again, when you look at it from the other angle, the meat would have already been cooked. So who would have lost in that situation?
The Trini would have lost because all he get is meat. But the Bajan who only put the rice got meat and rice, because you can't take out all the meat.
Well, you get the flavor, but you didn't really get the meat. So according to the Jamaicans, you would have been eating so-so rice?
I have no idea, but we were just on the meat, talking about the bat. But cricket, these analogies and things they talk about cricket. This guy, look at him, he's bowling with a long leg. So where's the other short leg? He bowls with a long leg.
There's even a fine leg.
Yeah, so how can you bowl with a fine leg and a fat leg?
There's no slips.
There's no underwear.
And there's no cover.
You go down in the slips and pull over the cover.
That's for sure.
All right, for whatever it's worth. It's cricket, lovely cricket at the park, and we're just trying to keep you company here while you have a view of the cricket itself. That's coming to you live and lively. Quick chin production.
So New England is on 265 for the loss of some 2 wickets. And the bowler from the Northern Aniva seems to be bowling with a little venom inside of him, coming around.
Yeah, I would have noticed that he was running up in the batsman's face there, but that one was making some height into the whip cage. So good bouncy wicket, man. This wicket has come a long way. Here he is again, effort delivery, quicker one outside the off stump. And he's bowling with some life there, Eddie.
Lefty getting the ball to swing away from the right-handed batsman. And certainly seems like the batsman was looking to pull it down or looking to turn it into the mid-wicket or into forward or square position and didn't make contact.
If you ask me, he played a nothing shot. He was beaten long before he attempted to play any kind of shot. Here it is again. And it might be touch and go here, a direct throw into the stumps. Would have him running back to the pavilion. But if you ask me, Eddie, was he trying to really run away from the strike and not counting the deliveries? Well, that was the last delivery, and he played that and like he wanted to just get out of the line of fire. It was a risky single, but nonetheless, they made good their grounds.
So it was more substance and style. So 66 it is. Six 66 it is. And there's a nice young lady that made a presence into the commentary booth Would you mind come forward and let us know who you are, young lady, if you don't mind?
Sure, I don't
So,
mind.
welcome to the Central Broad Regional Park. Can you tell us your name, please?
My name is Donna Bowes.
Donna Bowles. And what team are you with? What team are you representing?
New England region.
The New England region. And that is the batting team, correct?
Correct.
And how many years have you been affiliated with the New England team?
Not even one.
Not even all. You just started your tenure.
That's correct.
So should I say about what, 2-3 months?
Exactly.
Okay, see, I'm a good guesser. So you're looking for big things into this tournament. You come into this tournament with high expectation, nothing less than winning the competition.
Nothing less than doing our best.
And sometimes you know that when you would have done your best, not even your best would be counted as good enough.
That's some song lyrics, isn't it?
Well, I'm asking. You tell me.
No, as long as you make your best effort, at the end of the day, that's the best you can do.
Am I hearing a Jamaican accent there?
A little bit.
A little bit. Are you from Jamaica?
Born in Jamaica.
What part of Jamaica are you from?
St. Elizabeth.
St. Elizabeth. And if I happen to go to St. Elizabeth, if I happen to go to Jamaica, you would take me to St. Elizabeth, won't you?
Of course.
Some nice females down there.
Treasure Beach, yes.
Good food.
Very good food.
How about some good goat water? Manish water, you call it down there?
Manish water, you got it right.
Yes, indeed. And you tell us your name early on?
I thought I did.
You thought
don't
you did.
remember.
Sometimes I have bad memory when my fellow commentator is behind me and giving me that nod. And certainly, I am saying to you, Ivor Henry, won't you just make your way just a little bit forward, because I'm beginning to get a little bit scared, and so does Victor Charles. So it was indeed a great pleasure to have you into the commentary booth, and I wish you the best of luck in your endeavor to win this competition.
Okay, we're just going to do our best in this competition, and that is enough right there to call it a win.
Thank you very much.
So you're welcome.
And you hear it from the lady
Well, I
that...
think you should state your position on in the organization. You're not going to get away because he might not know, but I know.
Okay, I'm the regional director for the New England region, but I have strong ties in South Florida as well.
And you want to tell us what those strong ties are, since you decide to open a can of worm?
Well, I'm a Florida resident and a partial resident in New England, and I was also a member of the South Florida Cricket Alliance for quite a few years.
Wow, so you really have ties all around the cricketing circles in the entire US of A. So you can't get away from us, or we can't get away from you.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because also in New England, I'm a committee member with the Cricket Hall of Fame.
So where do you spend most of your time?
I try to split it evenly. When it's cold up north, I'm down here. When it's too hot down here, I'm up north.
So can't get upset with you for doing that. Certainly, it is a great pleasure once again. And I'm just asking, you're begging you this time to spend most of your time in sunny South Florida. Stay away from the cold.
I'm going to do my best. I'll keep you abreast
Abreast?
of that. Yes.
I hold you to your words on that.
And I'm true to my word.
I am
All
pretty
right.
much sure. So you know Ivor Henry for a long time?
Yes.
Is he a nice guy?
Awesome.
Is he an awesome guy?
Awesome fella. He loves this sport. He goes all out, giving us all the goods, all the information week to week. I haven't gone to a game and not see him or hear him at some point.
How long you known Ivor Henry?
Since 2002, I've been around the South Florida.
He
cricket
pay you
team.
to say nice things about him, don't you?
No, I don't think he has any money in the hand right now.
Well, today's Friday, so all his money's in the bank. Ivor Henry, your money's in the bank, isn't it?
My lips are sealed, but
Oh, you take the fifth?
I and the 6th and the 7th and so forth. But Donna, you're live on MAQTV, so you might just want to say hi and hello to the folks back home there, your second home. We know Florida is the first home, so they may just very well be listening.
Yes, and I hope they're watching as well, because we've been sharing the link all day. We've been sharing photos on Facebook and all that Mac's been putting out. We've been trying to make sure that everybody is tuning in and showing their support. We've been getting a lot of likes and a lot of shares. So Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Maine, New Hampshire,
Oh my goodness.
Vermont,
Whoa.
New England region. Hello, we're down
Ooh.
here representing. We know you love your cricket, so we're bringing it to you live and direct from the Broward Regional Stadium in Broward County, Florida.
Very good. Couldn't have done it better myself.
Not even the great Shakespeare could have done it any better.
And I just let the folks know that was not scripted. She took it right from her head, came from her heart, and she poured her guts out, Eddie.
Well, you want me to respond to that?
No, not at all.
Okay.
And in the meantime, we had this little interview here. A wicket would have fallen. You would have seen it on the screen, live and lively. And for those who are listening to the audio, they would not have heard us say that a wicket would have fallen. But we'll bring you up to speed. It's all of
80?
80 for the loss of 4 wickets. And it's a 14-over encounter for the listeners out there. And we're going deep into the night, and we're on time constraint. So what would have started off being 2020, the rains and the super over, and a little hiccup along the way would have caused us to reduce overs along the way. But tomorrow, hopefully, with some bright sunshine, we'll be able to get in all of the 20 overs starting at 1:30. Should be having some free matches, and these matches would be concluded on Sunday. So we're giving you enough time to worship Sunday morning for your early goers. And I know, Eddie, you might very well want to go and renew your sins, while some of us go and repent ours. Well, I didn't say
It's
that.
a whole moment without Ivor Henry, isn't it?
I didn't say that. But it's cricket, lovely cricket. And we're inviting you out. And like we say, it's free 99 to get into the park. Free 99.
So
Don't
tell your
forget that.
friends not to jump the fence, Ivor.
Yes.
Tell your friends not to jump the fence.
No, don't jump the fence because it's only free 99 to get into the park.
So the lefty continue. Fans it down towards the backward of square position. So the over comes to an end. Is it really? Just 3 legal deliveries left. Fine shot. This will go away for 4. Third man just a little bit too fine. So 1 more legal delivery left.
Okay. Well, nice. You can make it all the way down, right? See you? Elevator? Oh, you know. Okay then. We see you later. See you tomorrow. We don't see you for the rest of the night.
Come on, man.
Might keep you guys in the fun.
1.
That's what I like about Ivor Henry. So the over comes to end. The end of over number 11, Victor Charles. So after 11 overs, after winning the toss, decided to bat first. New England, 87 for 4. Ivor?
Yeah, we're looking for projected score, and with all of 3 overs to go, 13 away from 100. This is the Australian bad lucky number, 87. I don't know why would 87 be a bad lucky number, but I guess it's because it's 13 away from the 100. But I am predicting that they will make over the 100 mark, and by far, this would be the lowest score of the matches being played in the main stadium here today. But remember, it's a reduced 14 overs, and the drew and the little rain that would have fallen would have slowed things up a little bit. But nonetheless, for those viewers who were online all day, they would have really seen some entertainment cricket. And this time the batsman is getting into this one, and the long off fielder just had to look into the night sky and wave a bye-bye to one that went some 20 meters behind him for a maximum 6. Eddie?
Well, it's a maximum 6 or a maximum 4. They need as much runs as they possibly can, because, as you said earlier on, it has been reduced to some 14 overs. They want to get something in the region of maybe 120, 130 to give the fielding team, to give their bowlers something to really go at.
And that's the Maurice Foster cut, as they say in Jamaica. They call it the French cut. I don't know why they went from the English game. It's an English game, and put in the French in it. But the batsman had an almighty heave at it, and it came from the inner portion of the bat, went past his leg stump, past the wicketkeeper, and in the meantime, the batsman would have crossed for 2 runs. And this one is up and away and out of the park. And I don't know what position he got himself into to play that shot, but nonetheless, it was effective. He got the desired result. He got 6, and it's a pity that when balls go that far beyond the ropes, you can only still get 6. Remind me of one Victor Charles who've been hitting some big 12s, and they've just put 6 in the book back in the heyday. Remind me of Junior Bass, when he been hitting some real big 6, and he will say, "Man, you know, I didn't catch that one too good." And he goes again, but a dot goes in the book because he was looking into cow corner, and he swung a little too early, and the ball went into the offside. But in 2020 cricket, anything goes. This time he's getting into this one again, and he's going to have the legs to get over the boundary. 1 bounce, 4. So they're targeting this bowler and making good and making hay while the sun shines, even though the sun is shining somewhere in some part of the world, Eddie. So don't tell me that he's not making hay while the sun shines. You just don't see the sun, but the sun is somewhere, I can tell you that. Ooh, and that one was struck. And the umpire found himself in a little difficulty there. Earlier this year, an umpire went to the greater beyond because the batsman struck a ball back past the batter, the bowler, and into the chest of the standing umpire. And he was pronounced dead earlier this year, just a few months ago. So now they're thinking of ways of getting umpires protected, not only with a helmet, but with a chest guard. Yeah, it happened earlier this year, about 2 months ago, somewhere in the Asian continent. That happened after Philip Hughes would have got struck in the back of his neck, fell to the ground, and never recovered. Young, promising cricketer, and the world really mourned that loss. They're retiring a batsman, I think. I would seem like it. So they're retiring out a batsman as they're coming to the close of their inning, Eddie, with some maybe 12, 14 deliveries left. They would have retired out a batsman. This time the batsman is going and he's out. Caught at point. As easy as they come. Earlier in the day, I thought I would have said that these guys can't even catch a cold. I would like to have them, under my roof, because they wouldn't have to see a doctor. They don't get a cold. But I guess I would have been wrong, Eddie, because that was a nice, quick, sharp chance. And by the way, that's not the batter who just went in. So no need to get flustered and say, well, why did he take out the other batter and he went in and got himself 1 ball? No, this batsman was the one who was really going gung-ho and hitting and targeting the previous ball there, hitting him for some almost 20 runs off and over. So, Eddie, your projected score, now that they would have gone past the 100, and we're seeing hot 105.
But as you said earlier on, they should be looking to score somewhere in the region of 130. to give their bowlers something to really go at it. It's not out of the realm of possibilities. They're into the 12th over, so 2 more overs left. And if they can get some, let's say 18 runs from the 2 and the remainder of this over, they will be in pretty much good shape.
Yes, well, the wickets are tumbling, they're falling. I think some 5 or 6 would have fallen. We'll get that corrected in a minute. How many wickets got? 4. Naughty, naughty, naughty. At this time, you're trying to restrict the batsmen and you're helping. They're giving away extras. So that one was down the leg side and called and signaled wide. Score goes up to 106. So he's got to bowl that one over, Eddie. For those of you who are learning cricket, when you bowl wide deliveries, you have to go ahead and bowl an extra ball. In the meantime, if all stayed the same, one would be added into the book under the extras.
So who went in to replace the batsman that retired hurt?
So in the meantime, the batsman now would have crossed for 1, so takes the total up to what, 107. Batsman is swinging in at one outside the off stump. Can't catch up with it. He'd be better advised to play the square cut or to try to hit inside out over the extra cover. But he's taking that ball from the left armour that is slanted across him. And I don't think that he's going to get the desired result playing cross-batted. This time he's charging and hits it in the air. This time he gets what he was looking for. And he goes for 6. And the bowler, ill-advised, he was looking to play the previous delivery into the onside from outside the off stump. This time he obliged by bowling it into his legs. Made it so easy for him to just cut it over mid-wicket. The man in the deep wicket fence had not a chance of catching up with that one except to just retrieve it from beyond the boundary line.
Don't even think that he even thought about it. Realizing that it was making more height on its way to over the over the boundary. And he's bowled him.
The bowler's name is not Praneeth, it's Sam. It's been Sam.
Sam? I could change it afterwards.
After the game?
Yeah, after the game we'll change it.
Okay, so you would come
Let
in?
me just,
So, you know which one it is?
He would come now. Let him come now and tell us.
Okay, well, don't the foul because it's just one over the go.
Oh,
Who's that guy bowl? Who's that guy bowl?
After this inning.
Right there. So let's say,
So you signed on the screen or somewhere?
yeah, I saw it on the scorecard online.
Oh, online? Oh, you signed online, okay.
practice.
Because we can,
Let's say, go
those
to
are the
that,
folks, you know,
and you're gonna pull out.
following it online.
They want me to change because he's under 19,
He's on the 19.
and that would have been his seventh,
Right, I'll push it.
8th wicket.
8 wicket? Oh, okay. Because they're looking.
And when you get to that outfielder, push it again.
So after this innings, I would have to make my
Set up
exit.
that wicket again. Push it on that wicket. Right there. A little more, give yourself more room. Okay, right there.
That wouldn't be too much to ask of you, Ivor, is it?
To the left.
A man gotta do what he gotta do.
Push it.
I hope we don't have to go on to do anymore.
Yeah, just get that motion smooth and
Leave it over here, make it.
that's it.
They said tomorrow will be a better day.
It's a later start, so get to towards the morning.
And certainly on Sunday would even be better.
Yeah, it's very, very short there Sunday. Very, very short. At this stage of the game, Eddie, and
So we into the 13th over.
mm-hmm.
Certainly sure that you'll see it when it turns. So we're asking you not to follow the scoreboard. The electronic scoreboard at this stage need to be updated.
Testing.
We're outside the line of the off stump down towards third man.
It's a bye given, yes. So we have some youngsters that are participating in these games. One as young as 14, and we have an under 19 player that's in this game here. That's a lovely shot, but he'll just get two for it because there's a cover sweeper. He got it past the man in the cover within the 30-yard boundary, who made a gallant effort to minimize the one flow there, but he was on calling. Reminded me of a Mike Tyson being knocked out by Buster Douglas. He was on all fours. This one peeling off the outer portion of the bat, goes down to the third man. In the meantime, the batsman would have crossed for a single.